leader wanting to go to that next level or elevate yourselves to whatever it is you want to accomplish in life, there is one skill, one skill that you absolutely want to be able to master as a leader. And I will share with you, this one skill will completely change your life if you learn how to master it. Now, if you want to, maybe you're trying to go to a C-suite level role, maybe you're trying to start your business, maybe you're trying to lead in a more public way, this is a skill you have to master. And if you like this information and it sounds like something you might want to learn more about, then you absolutely want to watch this video until the end, because I'm going to talk about this skill. I'm going to talk about a scenario that I am aware of personally where this skill was not used and what happened, and give you some insights in terms of how you can start mastering this particular leadership skill as soon as possible. Now, let me preface this by saying a couple things before I go into the leadership skill that you want to master very, very quickly. Number one, if you are new to me, welcome. I'm glad you stopped by on the channel today. I typically go live in the mornings and in the afternoons. However, this past week, I have not been live like I normally have been. Let me explain to you why. And you're welcome to fast forward through this part if you want to, but if you're a part of my audience, I have to share this with you. I had some issues. I was going live, believe it or not, on YouTube. But for some reason, YouTube was not uploading my videos, and I did not know why. And so I figured out what the issue was, and hopefully now that has been resolved, that this video will be saved so that you all can watch it. It's a technical issue that was going on my end with my phone communicating to YouTube. So I was going live, but it just was not uploading. So I'm just glad to be back with you all. And I miss being able to go live with all of my audience. Now, this particular topic, as I mentioned, there's a leadership skill you want to master, and that skill is communication, especially communication under pressure. Why is this so incredibly important? Let's talk about it. Now, people that tend to do more in life and that have done some very meaningful things in their lives or in the organizations that they're working for, and etc., they tend to be the people that do this skill, which is mastering communication. Now, let me go into the chat. Hello, Darmir. Let's see, we have Darmir S-W1G. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? We are talking about the leadership skill you want to master, and that is communication. All right, we have Joe Dirty. Welcome. How you doing today, friend? We have Darmir S-W1G. Can you shout out my YouTube channel? Sure, absolutely. What's your YouTube channel? Let me know if you want to type your YouTube channel in the chat. I'll mention it. This is something that I will say we've done a couple times on my channel. Whenever someone joins and they're a part of our amazing group of exceptional leaders here that communicate at a higher level than their peers, then we typically talk about, whatever it is. And if you have a channel, let me know. I can mention it, and then other people can watch it if they want to watch the channel. As I mentioned earlier, for those of you who watch me regularly, consistently, I want to just first say I missed you all. I deeply missed you all. I missed being able to go live with you. I was going live last week, but I was having problems with my phone and YouTube, believe it or not. So I want to share something just real quick, if you don't mind, because I have several people on my channel that actually live stream like I do. And I want to share this just really quickly, and then we're going to talk about the communication skill, because I want you all to be aware of this. If you happen to live stream like I do, I live stream a lot. I live stream so much that YouTube invited me to be a member of their live streamer research panel, because I live stream all the time, literally at least two times a day for 4 days out of the week. So what happened to me is the reason why I was last week I was live streaming quite a bit. Same cadence, but my videos for some reason were not uploading and were not being viewed by anybody. So I figured out what the problem was. The problem was that in my YouTube cache, so to speak, it was completely full. And so when your cache is full like that, you can't live stream and it doesn't go to YouTube. So I was live streaming and then it would say the video is not available. So it's just something I want to share with my fellow live streamers here on YouTube that are part of my channel. There are several of you that are here that may be watching this video I may do a separate video on that because it actually happened to me personally, and I was really stressed out as to why I was not able to see you all. But nonetheless, that's just something for you to know. I'm back. Everything is as it should be. So I'm really just glad to be back, and I really missed you all being able to live stream with you and interact with you. All right, we have Braxton Whaley -Z9M. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? Let me know what part of the big, beautiful world you all are joining from today. And let's talk about this skill, this leadership skill you need to master. So the leadership skill you need to master, and I mean master now, very quickly. If you're trying to go to that next level in your career, you're trying to get ready for 2026, you're trying to elevate yourself as a leader, you need to master communication. And I don't want to say just communication in a general sense. Learn how to master communication under pressure. This is what makes you stand out as a leader. Many people advance their communication skills. They learn how to speak better. They learn how to write better. They learn all kinds of skills. There's all types of apps out there, friends, that can help you do that. There's Grammarly. There's they have some AI apps that can help you speak better. There's a lot of stuff out there, but what is missing is under pressure. And if you are trying to communicate, you have to be able to communicate when things are going fantastic, and you have to learn how to communicate when things are a bit more challenging. This is what leaders struggle with. Majority of managers and directors, C-suite executives, they don't know how to communicate under pressure. So I want to know from you, have you ever been in a situation where you've seen a leader communicate and you noticed that things were stressful and they didn't communicate well? Maybe they got upset. Maybe they started yelling. Maybe something happened. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know. I personally have witnessed that when people have been upset and they didn't communicate right. So let me share with you a story that not happened to me directly, but I'm aware of a situation that happened to someone that did not communicate and what happened. So let me talk to you about that. We have, let's see, Beast Mode SKKAR Face. Hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you for joining. Let me know what part of Big Beautiful World you're joining from today, and let me know what are some areas as it relates to communication that you may be struggling with a little bit that you want me to give you some insight on here for the next few minutes. Now, let me share with you a story I personally am aware of. It didn't happen to me specifically, but it did happen to someone I know about why communication is important. Before I do that, let me see what's going on in chat. Beast Mode SKKAR Face Miami. Okay, welcome, friend. I'm in South Florida also. You probably can tell by driving I'm out in South Florida. So welcome. Glad you're here. Love the Sunshine State. All right, so we have, let's see who else is present. Carrie Mazik 2541. Hello, welcome, friend. How you doing today? We have someone from Moscow. I couldn't pronounce the name, but I knew it was Russian. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? Thank you for joining. Let me know what questions you all have as it relates to communication and how you can communicate at a better level. Maybe you're struggling with thinking on your feet. Maybe you're struggling with knowing what to say. Let me know. This is a channel for you. If you are at a point in your journey where you're trying to elevate yourself as a leader, as an individual, you know you have a big message you want to share to the world, but there's something preventing you from doing so. Maybe you're not able to communicate at a better level. Then let me know. Let me know what question you have, and you absolutely want to subscribe to this channel. There's a lot of videos here that go into more technical ways to help you communicate at a better level. I have videos on here, friend, that talk about thinking on your feet. I have videos that talk about managing your emotions and the pressure, how to maintain eye contact, how to manage difficult conversations, you're managing your tone of voice. There's a lot of information here on this channel that will help you. Now, let's talk about the story I mentioned to you, why communication is something that you really want to learn how to master. So what happens oftentimes is that communication itself, your ability or inability to communicate will ultimately prevent you from being able to be a part of opportunities. And life is about experiences. It's about opportunities that come up. So let me give you an example really quickly. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Carrie Masick 2541's asking a couple questions. Who's Diddy? So Sean, okay, so that is Diddy is a celebrity that is went under a court trial here in the United States. You're welcome to take a look at that. I haven't really been following it that much, but that was a question that was asked. So what happened to someone I know? I know someone specifically. She is a woman and she's a leader. She was given the opportunity to speak in front of with an international panel about a topic that she is very much an expert in. And I talked to her about it and I said, okay, are you ready to talk to this panel? This sounds like a really fantastic opportunity. And she said, Jacinta, I don't think I'm going to do it. And I asked her why. And she said, because I don't feel like I'm a good speaker. I feel like maybe I need to wait. I need to try again in a year or two. And I just don't feel like this is the time for me to do it. And I said, well, this sounds like it's going to put you on an international stage. Why would you not want to be a part of something like this? This is your expertise. This is what you have a deep knowledge about. Why do you not want to do it? And she said, I just don't know how to communicate it well. And I said, well, maybe think about it. This is something that you might want to consider because it may help to elevate you in your career, put you in different opportunities, different rooms. I mean, it's a great opportunity, but you do what you feel like is best. So let me tell you what happened. She decided not to speak. She decided not to do that in her opportunity. She said, no, I'm just not going to do it. What happened to her? Well, let me show you what happened. The international conference or presentation event she was going to be participating in did so very well. And she really regretted not communicating for that specific event. Now, why do I share this story with you? Because this is a leadership skill you want to master. And as I mentioned at the beginning, for those of you who are joining, welcome. This is a skill that you want to learn how to master. Not only communication, okay? Communication is a very, very general term, but it's critically important for you to master. But I'm not talking about just communication, but communication under pressure is what you want to learn how to master. This is what will make you stand out. And I just don't want you all to live a life of regrets. There's many people I interact with that are either were former clients of mine or current clients of mine, or people that are not clients of mine, that are prospective clients. And I found that majority of the time, especially the women in leadership that I work with, communication tends to be an issue, and that is the reason why they are not able to take part of these wonderful opportunities that present themselves to them. So my question to you is this: do you want to live life with regrets? Do you? I say that because I personally don't want to live life with regrets. I'm extremely adamant about not living life with regrets. And sometimes you will find yourself in a situation, as the woman I explained to you, where you have a big opportunity and you decide you don't want to do it because you feel like you can't communicate. Or maybe you're trying to negotiate your salary and you need to get up to this next salary, whatever that level is. Maybe you're here and you need this salary to go here so that you can elevate and increase your income. Maybe you're trying to start your own business and you know you need to make more money. Well, if you don't communicate, you're not going to be able to get that salary. Maybe you are presenting in front of a board, and maybe there's a big project that's millions of dollars that you need support on. Well, if you're not able to communicate at that very high level, you may not be able to do that project. You may not be able to have that legacy that you're looking for as a senior leader. Or maybe you have a business opportunity. Your business opportunity, you have to present yourself and talk about your business. But if you don't feel like you can communicate well, it will hold you back. It will hold you back. This is the reason why this is the number one skill that I would tell anyone they need to learn how to master. And I've talked about this scenario that's happened a couple of times that I saw a video on, and I'm going to mention it again really quickly, that there was a video, and I don't know, you could probably look it up on YouTube or online. It was with Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, and they were just talking to some college students about skills to be successful. Obviously, these are two successful individuals, and the one I want to focus on is Warren Buffett. And the person asked, what two skills do they need to learn how to do very well to be successful as they are transitioning out of being in college students to the real world. And Warren Buffett mentioned two skills 2 skills. Now, this man has millions and millions and billions of dollars. So I would listen to what he has to say because he has been successful. The 2 skills that he mentioned that you want to learn how to master or learn how to do very well at are communication and sales. Those 2 skills. And I definitely concur with that. I think those are great skills. And obviously that's the reason why communication is the skill, the leadership skill that you must learn how to master. If you can master the skill of communication, you will put yourself ahead of everybody else, just generally speaking as a leader. However, if you can master communication under pressure now, if you can master that, then you are already at a heightened level than everybody else. I hope this information has been helpful to you all. As I mentioned, thank you for your patience. I'm just so glad to be back with you all. Maybe you can feel it and you can feel my energy, but I don't like it when I'm not able to be live and that my videos aren't uploading. And so for me to be able to be live with you today, when I had issues on YouTube, I was going live stream last week and nothing was uploading. It's very, very refreshing to be able to be live with you all today. And I missed you all being able to be live and talk to you and share with you ways how to elevate yourself as leaders. So if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know if you are at a point on your leadership journey. Maybe you are a woman in leadership in terms of my direct audience. I provide executive coaching services too. Maybe you're a man in leadership. Maybe you are a woman that's not a leader yet. If you are struggling with any aspect in terms of how you are communicating as a leader, this is the channel for you. You absolutely want to subscribe to this channel. I have a ton of videos here. I have over 700 videos on my channel that talk about leadership skills and how to really elevate yourself as a leader. So join me here, join our group. We are exceptional communicators, and I will help you take yourself to that next level in terms of how you communicate. Before I go, I want to say hello to Trendon-H9M4P. Welcome, friend. We just talked about the most important leadership skill you need to master, and that is communication, friend. So you definitely want to take a look at this live. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm so glad to be back with you all. I hope you all understand and feel it from the camera. I'm so glad to be back with y'all, and I will see you later this afternoon for another live. Have a good day. Bye for now.